So, a fresh wave of Israeli airstrikes has just hit Lebanon, and it's really cranking up the tension in a region that's already on a knife's edge. But look, this isn't just random. There's a clear strategy at play, and in this explainer, we're going to break down exactly what's happening and why this could signal a really dangerous new phase in this conflict. Okay, so what kicked all of this off? Israel has launched a pretty significant series of air attacks across its northern border. And we're not talking about a minor skirmish here. This is a deliberate and serious military move. Let's just run through the facts as we know them. We're talking about a series of airstrikes hitting at least 4 different spots. But here's the really interesting part. It's what they hit. They didn't target cities or towns. They hit remote hills and valleys. And get this isn't some isolated incident. It's the second time this has happened in just 1 week. This all begs the question, right? Why now? What's the strategy behind hitting these specific kinds of targets? And what does it tell us about the bigger picture here? All right, first up, let's dig into the official reason the Israeli military is giving for these attacks. So according to the Israeli military, they hit one main target, what they're calling a Hezbollah training compound, along with some other assets in that area. You gotta understand, this wasn't just a random strike. It's all part of a bigger strategy of applying constant military pressure. Israel is saying that Hezbollah is using this period of relative quiet to rebuild its military infrastructure and stock up on weapons, right there on the border. But of course, in a conflict this complex, there's always another side to the story. And as you're about to see, the official claims from each side, well, they couldn't be more different. And this is where you can really see the two sides digging in. On one hand, you've got Israel accusing Hezbollah of rearming and rebuilding. But on the other hand, Hezbollah says, no, we're actually cooperating with the Lebanese army, we're pulling back. But, and this is the absolute heart of the issue, they flat out refuse to give up what they call their strategic weapons. And this quote, man, it really gets to the heart of how Hezbollah sees this. For them, giving up those weapons isn't a move towards peace. To them, it's the same as surrendering to their biggest enemy. That's a red line they just will not cross. So all of this is happening, which naturally brings up another big question. What about that ceasefire that's supposed to be in effect? Just how fragile is that whole agreement right now? Yeah, exactly. I bet a lot of you are thinking, wait a second, aren't these strikes a violation of a truce? Well, the answer, it's a little complicated. You know, a correspondent on the ground in Beirut really put it perfectly. The feeling from inside Lebanon is that this ceasefire has been totally one-sided. They see Israel carrying out these near-daily strikes for a while now, and they just don't see it as much of a truce at all. Now, while all this is happening on the military front, you've got this high-stakes diplomatic game playing out in the background. The US is sponsoring direct talks between Lebanon and Israel, trying to head off a full-blown war. But here's the reality check. The US ambassador to Lebanon has come right out and said that these talks don't mean the Israeli attacks are going to stop. So you've got this military pressure cooker on one side and this very fragile diplomatic effort on the other. Where is this all heading? Let's trace the pattern that's emerging. When you lay it all out, a really clear pattern starts to take shape. First, you have the constant military pressure from Israel. At the same time, you have these political talks that, frankly, aren't stopping the violence. In response to all this, Hezbollah is doubling down on its refusal to disarm. And all of that leads us to the newest development. Israel is now expanding its target zone, striking even further north, way beyond that immediate border area. So when you add it all up, people in the region are coming to a pretty sobering conclusion. The fear isn't that things might escalate, the fear is that they are already on a clear and steady path towards it. And that's really what it all boils down to, isn't it? You have these two tracks running at the same time, military action and diplomatic talks. But as the strikes keep coming and as they push deeper and deeper into Lebanon, you just have to wonder if the path of military pressure is slowly closing the door on any real chance for diplomacy.